The NBA has never really recovered from the sad death of Kobe Bryant. Kobe had so many iconic moments in the NBA that he is never far from the minds of fans.
Here comes Bryant. Oh, miss!
Wow, did you see the move by the kid? That's Kobe.
Did you see the finish by the kid?
But there was one day when the most incredible NBA moments all happened on the same day that Kobe dropped his famous 81-point game.
I watched the whole game.
The email sent to my sidekick, it was just said Kobe 81.
81 or 51?
Nobody believed it.
Man, that's unbelievable. I just couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable.
I mean, this says it all by itself. I mean, there's just nothing that needs to be said about this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
January 22nd is a very famous day in NBA history for one simple reason: Kobe being Bryant. On January 22nd, 2006, the LA Lakers hosted the Toronto Raptors in a regular season game. The Lakers were coming off the back of back-to-back losses. They were getting close to .500 and missing out on the NBA playoffs. So Lakers fans were expecting a big performance from Kobe despite the tough schedule giving him very little breaks in January. Well, Kobe went on to put in more than just a big performance, but a record-breaking one instead for the Lakers guard. After Shaq left, there were quite a few years where LA failed to give Kobe the supporting cast he needed to win more titles. This is the perfect game to show just how much the Lakers needed Kobe to carry them. Kobe must have liked the matchup in front of him in Jalen Rose as he began the game with 10 shot attempts in the first quarter alone. The Lakers gobbled up a whopping 10 offensive rebounds in the first quarter, which allowed Kobe to rack up 14 points. His 12 points in the second quarter showed Kobe was on for a big night. But the Lakers were down a whopping 18 points just after the second half began. That's when this Kobe performance went from great to all-time great. The Lakers guard added 27 points on his own, outperforming the entire Raptors squad as Kobe started a Lakers comeback. He went even better in the fourth quarter, adding 28 points to bring his final total to an incredible 81 points all on his own. It's not like Kobe was stat padding either. His 55-point second half turned the game around and helped the Lakers race away from Toronto to an 18-point win. 81 points on 61% from the field, while also shooting 7-13 from the three-point line. It was an all-time performance from Kobe. After that game, only Wilt Chamberlain stands above Kobe for the most points in a single game. Almost every single NBA player currently in the league remembers growing up and watching that game. The current generation all looked up to Kobe and wanted to be just as clutch as the Black Mamba. So the whole league was shocked when Kobe passed away in 2020. There have been many tributes to Kobe in the 4 years since he passed, but there might not have been any better than that of January 22nd, 2024. Joel Embiid's historic night. The 22nd began with the Philadelphia 76ers hosting the lowly San Antonio Spurs. The Sixers have been rebuilding this season, having traded away James Harden. The Spurs boasted the #1 overall pick, Victor Wembanyama, who is one of the most highly anticipated prospects in NBA history. The Sixers were certainly still the favorites for this game because of one man, Joel Embiid. At the time, Embiid was competing to defend his MVP trophy and wanted a big game against Wemby. Well, that's exactly what the Sixers superstar did. Embiid came out of the gate hot, like he had a point to prove. While the rest of the Sixers put up 11 shots in the first quarter, Embiid has 12 of his own and hit 8 of them as well as 8 free throws. Wemby and the rest of the Spurs defense couldn't do anything to stop the reigning MVP. While Embiid slowed slightly in the second quarter, his numbers exploded again in the third as the Sixers took a commanding 15-point lead. 25 points in just the third quarter alone as Embiid took advantage of the fact that Wemby was off the court for almost half of the quarter. After a fourth quarter where he was rested slightly with the Sixers having a commanding lead, Embiid still finished the game with an incredible 70 points.
He had 70?
So what did nights like tonight?
Embiid became the 9th player in NBA history to score 70 points in a game and broke Wilt Chamberlain's record for the 76ers franchise record points in a single game. To do that on the anniversary of Kobe's best regular season performance is something special. Embiid has talked in the past about Kobe being a huge inspiration for him.
You know, from the time I started playing, Kobe was my guy. He's the reason why I started playing basketball. And it's funny because on the same night he had 81, and that was my favorite player. So
while Embiid was first learning to play basketball, he was given footage of the 2010 NBA Finals where Kobe led the Lakers to back-to-back titles. That must have been a particularly special performance for Embiid on the anniversary of a brilliant performance from Kobe. But that same night, we saw plenty of other brilliant performances. Karl Anthony Towns. That same night, the West-leading Minnesota Timberwolves were facing off against the Charlotte Hornets. Anthony Edwards has been a standout player for Minnesota this season, but they had a different hero that night. Karl Anthony Towns was the main man for the Timberwolves. Cat put up an insane 35 shots in the game and ended up with a record of 62 points, the most that the center has gotten in a single game across his career. What was most impressive about the performance was Cat's shooting. His 21 from 35 is very good, but hitting 10 three-pointers from just 15 shots beyond the arc is insanely good. Cat was looking like Kobe with the shots he was able to hit outside the arc. For a center to be doing that is just ridiculous, and it shows how absurdly good today's NBA players are. There were some people saying that this performance from Cat was actually a bad thing. Despite getting 62 points on his own, Towns could do nothing about Minnesota being upset by the Charlotte Hornets in a very close game. One person who was certainly critical of the performance was Cat's coach, Chris Finch. Finch called Cat immature for chasing the points while the Timberwolves were giving up a massive fourth quarter lead. Cat scored 69 of his points in the first 3 quarters, going 2 of 10 from the field in the fourth and contributing to the loss. Kobe was always known as a guy who would just shoot and shoot and shoot, even when the ball wasn't going in. Kobe became a legend by taking over games on his own, and so that's exactly what Cat was trying to do. So to put on this performance on the anniversary of one of Kobe's best performances was very special. The fact that Cat and Embiid both put up insane performances on the same day is spectacular, but it seems like a lot of superstars had Kobe on their minds on January 22nd. KD game winner. When it comes to a killer mentality, no one had it like the Black Mamba. But Kevin Durant has been known to hit more than a few clutch game winners. His Phoenix Suns faced the Chicago Bulls on January 22nd, looking to challenge for the top seed in the West and build off an up-and-down start to the season. Durant had an excellent game as the shooters around him struggled. Despite his 41 points, the Suns still found themselves in a tie game with the Bulls. Just like Kobe would have done, Durant made sure the ball was in his hands in the final few seconds. KD made himself open and then hit the jumper over multiple defenders to give the Bulls the lead. It is exactly the sort of move Kobe pulled off many times across his NBA career. Just another insane moment that happened on the anniversary of Kobe's 81-point performance.
Nurk with the rock, finds Durant, raising up for the win. Got the lead.
Other guys have great performances. Kobe really inspired almost every player in the league at the moment, and it showed on this special day. Over in Boston, 2 guys who have spoken extensively about idolizing the Lakers guard growing up had a big day. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined for 73 points, with both shooting over 50% in the Celtics' 9-point win against the Dallas Mavericks. Despite the loss, the Mavs had one guy doing it all for Dallas. Luka had an insane triple-double, 33 points, 18 rebounds, and 13 assists. Doncic really does carry the Mavericks on his back for some performances, just like Kobe used to do for the Lakers. All these guys contributed to one of the craziest days in NBA history. Each of those performances were headline worthy on their own, and yet they happened on the same day. For it to come exactly 18 years after Kobe Bryant's legendary 81-point performance makes it even more special. What do you think about one of the best days in NBA history? Why not put your thoughts in the comment section down below? While you're down there, hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.